everyone, it's Michelle again and welcome back to my channel. We're going to first start off this Valentine's Day look by prepping the skin with the Sea Berry Moisturizing Facial Oil by the brand Fresh. This is great for dry skin. I've only been using it for a couple of days and I really do think it's fantastic. Next, for foundation, we're going to be using MAC's Face and Body in the shade C3, and I am just using a Real Techniques buffing brush to blend that into the skin. This foundation is great for dry skin. It is long wearing, very moisturizing, and it has a satin finish. So it is buildable. Yeah, I really do like it. And then next for concealer, we're using Makeup Forever High Definition Concealer in the shade 325. This particular concealer is invisible on HD cameras and to the naked eye. And I am just using a Crown Brush Infinity Pointed Blender Brush. The number is C456 to blend that in. And then next I'm just taking a tissue and I'm wiping off any excess foundation that is on my lids in order to prevent creasing. And then I'm using Smashbox's Photo Finish Lid Primer. And I'm just using my finger to blend that in. Alright, now time for Urban Decay's Naked 3. I am using the shade Strange. This is sort of a matte pinky nude shade, and I am just putting that all over my lid as a base. And then next, taking a MAC 217 brush, and after you're done poking yourself in the eye just like I did, please take the shades Limit and Nooner and blend them into your crease. And now for the main color of the lid, I am taking a flat shader brush and using the shade Mugshot, and I am placing that all over the mobile lid. Now in order to increase the intensity of this look, I am taking a 217 brush and the shade Dark Side, and I am placing that on the outer third of the lid. And then taking any fluffy brush, this just happens to be a Sigma E40, I am using that to blend out all of the colors. Alright, so next is the shade Factory, and I am placing that directly over Dark Side, and I am pushing that deeper into the crease, and then taking the fluffy brush again, I am blending it out next to nothing. Now grabbing that same MAC 239, I am placing Factory and Dark Side on the lower lash line, concentrating on pushing it deep between those lashes and blending it up to the top lid. Now time for liner. This just happens to be the Sephora Contour Eye Pencil. This is the waterproof version in black, and I am placing that on the upper and lower lash line, and then taking an angled brush and I am just blending that in. Now I went ahead and did my eyebrows off camera, but I did use MAC's Eyebrow Crayon in Stud, and then I am just setting the brows with Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And then I am taking that same concealer we used, the HD concealer, and I am just highlighting the brow bone. Alright, after curling the lashes and applying mascara, this is Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara in black. I am taking my new favorite product of the moment, which is the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronze in 102 Tantric, and using a Sigma tapered face brush, F25, I am using that to warm up the skin. Alright, next is blush. This just happens to be Tarte Maracuja Blush and Glow in the shade Moonlight. And grabbing a small flat kabuki brush, I am just placing the product on the backs of the cheeks. I absolutely love this product. If you have dry skin, this is the product for you. It just helps to give a healthy, creamy, dewy look to the skin. And then what would a Valentine's Day look be without a red lip? This is MAC's Russian Red, and I'm just using a Real Techniques brush to apply it, blending it on both top and bottom, and then using my finger to blend that into more of a stain. And then grabbing a lip balm, this one just happens to be Medieval by Lipstick Queen, I am placing that over the lips. And then using my favorite product, this is the pressed version. This is Prep and Prime Transparent Finishing Powder and a Sigma Tapered Highlighter, F35. I am just powdering the center of the face. And voila, that is look number one. This is a great look, but if you want to intensify it and make things a little bit more smoky, grab yourself a piece of Scotch tape and placing it at an angle on the outer third of the eye, taking black heart and any fluffy brush, any crease brush will do, and place that on the outer third, smoking it into the crease. And then grabbing your black eyeliner and lighting the waterline and the upper lash line at a bit of an angle, taking an angled brush and following the line of the tape, and voila, you have yourself a perfect smoky eye. And then grabbing your bronzer and a fluffy brush, we are just going to smoke out that lower lash line. Now, if you want to take things even a step further and make it more of a party look, you can use Urban Decay's Moon Dust. This is an eyeshadow in the shade Space Cowboy, which is a light champagne with a silver sparkle. And I am just using my finger to place that over the entire lid. And then taking a fluffy brush and ever so slightly blending that in so there are no harsh edges. And now lastly, on to lips. This is MAC's Pro Longwear Pencil in the shade Kiss Me Quick, which is more of a pinky red. And I am filling in the lips as well as outlining the outer edge. And then taking my finger, I am just blending that in so it's more of a stain. Next, after giving the lips a blot with a tissue, I am taking a lip crayon. This is in the shade Shameless by Be a Bombshell. And this is more of a plum pink with a slight silver glitter. And I am placing that over the top of the lip crayon. And voila, you have your perfect pinky red lip for Valentine's Day. Remember to check the description box for product details, and if you would like to see more videos such as this, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like, you can follow me on any of my social media. It is Vintage to Vixen everywhere. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Ciao, everybody. Bye-bye.